Have you seen Star Wars?
A recent trend on Star Wars Twitter involves fans sharing their top 4 Star Wars video games of all time. So in this video I will give you my top 4 as well, and also 2 honorable mentions. So let's start off with my number 4. Number 4 is LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Although I spent more time on the first LEGO Star Wars game that focused on the prequels, the Complete Saga covered all 6 films made by George Lucas and truly represented a large part of my childhood. The gameplay is simple yet fun. It has a high replayability to it as well, which is something that I normally look for in video games that I want to keep playing. I can go back to play LEGO Star Wars and feel like I haven't missed a beat due to its easygoing gameplay. One of the best parts about the game is the way it retells the Star Wars story. I'm not a big fan of the new LEGO games with like voice actors, because in this game we kind of rely on the character grunts and movements and just the little noises that they make to not only tell the story but to make us laugh. The humor in this is original and still holds up to this day. It's really funny, and this game is easily the best LEGO Star Wars game that has been made so far. I do hope the Skywalker Saga one that releases in 2021 can top it, but I think it's easy to put LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga at the top of anyone's list of best Star Wars games.
Finally, we have returned.
At number 3, we have Star Wars The Old Republic. It's an MMORPG that I think has aged very well and has gotten better over time, it seems. I love the Old Republic era, and this game takes place in that era. Also, I cannot stress enough how amazing the trailers for this game were and how much they built up the hype for me when I was a kid. I mean, I remember being a kid and not really remembering who Malgus was, so I was like, is this guy Darth Vader? And then I realized who he was. It was a different era, and it blew my mind, and I absolutely love it. The trailers are arguably better than a lot of the Star Wars movies that we've seen. And what's great about this game is it's an MMO, and what makes those so fun is that you can pick your class of character and also how your story progresses, Darkside or Light. I've played both versions of it, free and paid, and I would say the paid version is a lot better for the perks that you get, and I just enjoy it a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more merit to the game if you pay for it, but I understand that, you know, nothing beats free, and it's really fun to play if you do it for free as well. I enjoy this game so much that I actually want to stream it eventually on the channel when I actually build a PC that can game and stream at once, but I always find myself wanting to go back to this game and continue traveling the galaxy and completing the missions you can do on every single planet. The DLC in this game is probably the best that any Star Wars game has ever had. The detail to the story across all the different character classes adds up nicely, and it truly makes any Star Wars fan want to see the new canon create stories in an era similar to this. My favorite class to play is easily the Sith. Learning about the ancient Sith and the Sith Empire, working your way up to the Dark Council, or you can play as a Jedi in order to fight the Emperor Vizsla at the end of your journey. This game is a must-play for any die-hard Star Wars fan, mainly the ones who love the expanded universe. Number 2 is what could be considered the best Star Wars game of all time, Knights of the Old Republic. Another RPG game from BioWare where you play as a Jedi traveling across the galaxy, trying to piece together your troubled past. This game expands upon the Star Wars lore in ways no new Star Wars movie, or I would even say book, game, you name it, has done in a more satisfying way. And this is probably, in my opinion, the best Star Wars game of all time. It has a great story that really hooks the player, and each planet you visit has a unique setting and a unique story that you have to follow, and it really makes you feel immersed in the Star Wars world better than any game before it. Like I was saying, you know, you go to every single planet and you feel like you're on a different adventure, you feel like on a different journey, but you have a task, you have a mission when you go to each planet. I'm a sucker for quality storytelling, and that's exactly what this game is. A great story that deserves all the praise it's received over the years. The twist towards the end is truly jaw-dropping, and I cannot stress enough how fun this game is to play. The characters are unforgettable as well. HK-47 is one of the funnest and funniest sidekicks that anyone could ask for. And like I said earlier, I love the way it builds on the Star Wars lore, helping you learn about ancient species that ruled the galaxy before the Jedi and the Sith, while also letting you learn more about the good versus evil battle. A perfect Star Wars game that every Star Wars fan must play no matter what. Now let's get to the honorable mentions before we get to my number 1 pick, and I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to put The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 in the same point, basically. The first game is what we all remember the most, and rightfully so. Like KOTOR, the real meat to the success of this game is the story. Starkiller being the secret apprentice to Darth Vader was the perfect story arc for that time period when this game released. Seeing him hunt down Jedi to only become one himself, and traveling different planets for different missions. These games are fun, and while the second one was short and kind of disappointing compared to the first, I actually liked the second Force Unleashed gameplay and the mechanics to it a lot more than the first. It felt a little bit more focused and fluid, while the first was a little clunky and ugly at times. It hasn't aged that well in my opinion. But let's also not forget the amazing Sith Lore DLC and that tin box that it came in if you bought that version. Man, those were the days. Those were the days. Next one is another one that gives me a lot of fond memories, and the next honorable mention is the Bounty Hunter game that focuses on Jango Fett and how he became the person used for the clone army. This is extremely fun. It explores a great time in the Star Wars universe that I think has been unexplored and should probably be mentioned more in the movies or the games or just in general, and that's between episodes 1 and 2, The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. You travel the galaxy and hunt down bounties in a large scheme set in motion by the Sith. This game gives me great memories of my childhood. I remember renting this thing from Blockbuster. Blockbuster, you guys remember when that was a thing? This game has aged really well, and I think it would do great with a sequel focused on Boba Fett, or maybe just a remaster. But now, let's get to my number 1 pick.
We've been training for years, bred for the sole purpose of fighting and winning this war. But nothing can prepare you for the reality of combat.
So without further ado, my number 1 pick is the 2005 Battlefront II. I have easily spent over 300 hours on this game. I've played it since 2005, and even 15 years later, I still play it once every few months. I know a lot of people like the new EA Battlefront 2, and that's fine, but I don't think it comes even close to the original. The campaign is great for any fan of the prequels. You play as the 501st, and you take down the Separatist army until you become part of the Empire, getting to relive some of the great movie moments in the saga that were very fulfilling. Taking on Grievous as Obi-Wan on Utapau, fighting the Jedi during Order 66 as a clone, or as Darkside Anakin or Darth Vader, even though he didn't have the suit at that moment. Then you get to attack the Hoth Bates playing as the Empire. My favorite thing about this game isn't even the campaign, it's galactic conquest, which you can easily spend an entire night doing and lose yourself for hours on end. And one of the best things about this game isn't even galactic conquest, it's the modding community that has been built around this game for the past 15 years. You can play in the Old Republic era, you can add countless new Jedi or Sith, or even clones versus Mandalorians, you can update the graphics, or even do a full-out Sith versus Jedi war. There's a mod for everyone in the original Battlefront 2, and I know it's not the best Star Wars game ever. I think KOTOR may always hold that spot, but it's easily the most fun, and for me, it's always been my favorite. But tell me your thoughts below. Do you like my list? And let me know in the comment section below what your top 4 Star Wars games are. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe because it does help out the channel. I'm Star Wars Only. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.